earth. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth.
The Prime Minister has said in no uncertain terms that every last terrorist infesting our land will be wiped out. Those were his words in Bihar earlier today. I am with S. Balakrishnan, Executive Editor, Free Press Journal, to talk about India's response, Bala. Everybody is asking one question. They came, they shot at us and they left. How are we responding? What are we going to do now? Kab karenge?
Afrida, there's a lot of background to the whole thing. Till now, we are not clear as to what exactly we want to do in Kashmir, except for the scrapping of Article 370, which was a necessary and historic thing. Honest to God, even today, I don't believe that Article 370 is not in your statute book, but it's gone. It is a major political risk which the Modi government has taken. But beyond that, nothing else has been done. The biggest problem with the BJP did, the biggest blunder, Himalayan blunder, was joining hands with the PDP. The craze for power was so strong, even if PDP chalega, we will form a government with them. That politically weakened the BJP and the central government in a very big way. Because everybody should know what kind of a person you are dealing with in Mehbooba Mufti. They had no clue about her. What a totally slimy and the kind of unreliable ally she is, but still you join hands with her. And what is it that you found? You found murder FIR, IPC 320 FIR being filed against Major Aditya Anand. For what? Because he ordered firing on people who were trying to kidnap his colleague in the army. That was his only mistake. I was in the Supreme Court for some matter. At that time, I bumped into Major Aditya's father. He was crying with folded hands, pleading for justice in front of the court, saying that my son has done his duty in ordering the firing. If 3 people get killed, that was to prevent the kidnapping of an army officer. But no, this was the level to which it has gone. And the other thing, if you see, Colonel Purohit, who has been accused in the Pahalgam blast kind of thing, the irony of the whole thing is that the Ministry of Defence has given an affidavit before the special court in Bombay saying that whatever Colonel Purohit did was with our knowledge. We were totally on the page at each and every step whatever he did. This is what the Ministry of Defence is saying, but the Home Ministry is under the BJP is persisting with the same line as the Congress government, saying that he was a Hindu terrorist, he did this, he did that, all without any proof whatsoever.
You're saying something very significant here, Bala. Let me underline this for our viewers, because what you're saying here, and I am looking at it from the context and from the contrast of the Pak army. I mean, they are a force of their own, and they operate on their own tangent. And here you hold the reins with the army, and the army is, you told me this earlier, that army doesn't feel free. Can you explain that?
Definitely. See, the question is, when these are only 2 instances, there are so many other instances where the army feels heavily kind of constrained. They don't have the freedom to do what they want. And you are to take on an ISI, which is a state within the state in Pakistan, which is the boss in itself. Nobody dare question the ISI. If today ISI decides to bomb Bombay, no Nawaz Sharif, no his brother, nobody can stop it.
And so that is why this is happening.
That's exactly why this is happening. We are still not understanding that you are not dealing with Pakistan, you are dealing with ISI, and nothing is being done whatsoever. And unless and until you give a free hand to the Indian army, these kind of incidents will repeat themselves. And apart from the political level, what kind of governance have you given to J&K? Satyapal Malik, a man who has joined every blessed political party, who has no clue about the strategy in Kashmir, is completely blank about defense issues, issues of armed conflict knowledge. You appoint him as a governor. And the same man he sacked. After that, he accuses you of plotting Pahalgam, plotting Pulwama, everything is doing that.
This has happened, and this happened apparently due to cross-border terrorism. The larger narrative is this is cross-border terrorism. How could that happen? This is a state with a large border with Pakistan. It's a hostile nation. वो तो हैवान है ही, आपको पता है. तो उस हैवानियत का आपने पूरा देखा हुआ है नक्शा. Despite that, how did we get so complacent? Did we get overconfident that now Kashmir is peaceful?
No, far from it. On the contrary, the Indian army, I'm very sorry to say, is a highly demoralized force in Jammu and Kashmir. You are not giving them the kind of freedom that they are kind of asking for. You are asking them to release terrorists. You just imagine Rajnath Singh as a defense minister. He goes to address a meeting in the Sher-e Kashmir Stadium in Srinagar along with Mehbooba Mufti. 4,500 people who were stone pelters threw stones at the Indian army in the army convoy. राजनाथ सिंह साहब ये बच्चे हैं, बच्चे से गलती हो जाते हैं. 4,500 FIRs against all the stone pelters on the army were released. The FIRs were quashed. So what message are you giving to the army? It is okay that you stone our officers and men.
That's why you're saying they're demoralized.
Exactly. So the completely demoralization has set in. Their morale needs to be boosted. Just give them a free hand. I'm telling you, within 1 month, we Indian government will be on top of the situation. Right now, we are only reacting.
Because the pattern was so clear, isn't it? There was a J.D. Vance visit, and you and me were talking earlier that this is a pattern with the Trump visit when the Delhi riots happened. So why were there no heightened alertness around the visit of
there
the
should have been
Vice President?
There should have been that kind of thing. J.D. Vance visit is, and apart from this, the start of the tourist season. The timing of the attack in Pahalgam is very significant. J.D. Vance visit and also the start of the tourist thing. And if the tourist economy is kind of sabotaged, entire Kashmir economy goes down.
Yeah.
So the larger motive, the reason for all these things was very clear. Why no analysis was done? Why no preventive action was not done? That should have been done at the government level.
Yeah.
But you have a politician as a governor who has no clue about anything. For heaven's sake, appoint somebody like Major General Bakshi, who knows Kashmir like the back of his palm, or even the Lieutenant General Atta Hussain, who was commanded an entire regiment over there. You should have appointed him as a governor, not some Lallu Panju politicians. So this is not on.
Yeah. You were also saying that the Kashmiri people's reaction this time is remarkable.
Fantastic.
They
Fantastic.
are standing up and saying,
unbelievable,
not in our name,
exactly,
get out of here,
exactly,
we are with, in the sense that now they are with the center.
All the newspapers
the
front page, they blacken their front page.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
express solidarity with the victim. This is a new change, and the government should work on this change and bring them closer. So whatever alienation was there in the past, this is the best time to win them over at the political level, at the social level, at the economic level, and at the same time give a free hand to the army, and then you see the result what happens.
Yeah, long term it's the Kashmiris who will suffer, and like you so rightly said, उनके पेट में लात मारने की बात है, because tourism as they thrive on, you know, for 6 months, I think I might be giving a conservative estimate that their livelihoods are at stake.
Precisely.
So how will they now survive this carnage? We are grieving the death of 26 innocent lives, brutally massacred, and we are also grieving the fact that and so many people were saved, Bala, you know better than me that 26 is the number we are looking at. We are not looking at the 100 others that the local people helped and supported.
Exactly.
And I'm looking at those pictures
look at that pony rider who was killed.
I was overwhelmed with emotion to see that, you know,
this is unbelievable.
how they managed to salvage so many lives.
But if the
hats off to them
But if the government has the intelligence and the willpower, they can convert this crisis into opportunity and ensure the lasting peace in Jammu and Kashmir. If they want, they can do that, but they should learn from their past blunders and give a free hand to the Indian army.
I think that's a very important takeaway that Bala is sharing with us. Thanks for watching. Do put in your comments and let us know what you think.
Thank you, Afrida.
Thank you, Bala.